Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. This is your host from BugNoJutsu, where we solve coding problems together, blend in some anime vibes, and break down tough topics in a fun and simple way. Today's problem is from LeetCode, and it's called Big Countries. Even though it's marked as easy, it's a great example of how we can solve the same problem in both SQL and Pandas. This type of question is especially helpful if you're learning data analysis or prepping for tech interviews involving databases and Python. So grab your coffee or your coding setup, and let's dive in. Alright, let's start by understanding the problem description in detail. Imagine we have a dataset that contains data about several countries around the world. Each country has these 5 attributes. Name, the name of the country. Continent, which continent it belongs to. Area, the size of the country in square kilometers. Population, the number of people living there. GDP, its gross domestic product. Now the problem defines something called a big country. A country is considered big if it has an area of at least 3 million square kilometers, or it has a population of at least 25 million people. Your task here is simple. You need to find the name, the population, and the area of all such big countries. And that's it. No GDP needed, no fancy operations, just filtering based on area or population. Let's break it down with a simple example, so you can visualize this problem better. Say we have a few countries in our dataset. Afghanistan, with a population of about 25 million, and an area of around 650,000 square kilometers. Albania, a smaller country with a population below 3 million and a small area. Algeria, a larger country with a population of over 37 million and a big area. Andorra, a tiny country with low population and area. Angola, a moderately sized country. Now we go through each country and check. Is its area greater than or equal to 3 million? No, none in this list have that big of an area. Is its population greater than or equal to 25 million? Yes, Afghanistan and Algeria both meet this condition. So our final result would include just these 2 countries. Afghanistan and Algeria, along with their population and area. Now let's solve this step by step in SQL. We're going to write a query that extracts the desired countries from the table. Here's how it works. First, we use the select statement to specify the columns we need. In this case, it's the name of the country, its population, its area. Next comes the core part, filtering the data. We'll use the where clause to check whether the area is greater than or equal to 3 million, or the population is greater than or equal to 25 million. This or operator is key here. We want countries that satisfy either one of these conditions. And that's all. This query will return only the big countries we're looking for. SQL is powerful here because it lets us easily filter large datasets with simple conditions. In just one query, we can select the exact countries we need, based on area or population. It's fast, readable, and works directly on the database, making it ideal for real-world data tasks like this. This problem shows how SQL helps you quickly find meaningful insights from large amounts of data. Now let's solve the exact same problem using Pandas in Python. First, we'll create a data frame that mimics the world table. It'll contain columns for name, continent, area, population, and GDP. Now we apply the filtering using Pandas. We check where area is greater than or equal to 3 million, or population is greater than or equal to 25 million. In Pandas, we use the pipe symbol, for or, and we need to wrap each condition in parentheses. This will give us the same result as the SQL query. Finally, we can print it to return the results. Let's take a moment to understand why this problem is valuable beyond just solving it on LeetCode. In real-world scenarios, data scientists and analysts often work with large datasets. Sometimes we fetch this data using SQL from databases, and other times we manipulate it using Pandas in Python scripts or Jupyter notebooks. Notice how similar the logic was in both cases. We applied simple conditions to filter rows. We selected specific columns we needed, and we worked with structured data. Whether you're working in SQL or Pandas, you'll often find yourself doing tasks like this: selecting data, filtering it based on conditions, and working with columns. That's why mastering both SQL and Pandas is essential for modern data roles. They complement each other beautifully. SQL is great for querying data from large databases, while Pandas excels at analyzing and manipulating data in memory. And that wraps up today's video. We solved the big countries problem using both SQL and Pandas, and we also discuss when and where you'd use each approach. If you enjoyed this tutorial or learned something new, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Also, let me know in the comments, would you like to see more SQL plus Pandas combo problems like this? Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.